Hello, friends. A very warm welcome. And in this series of understanding and also debating and discussing questions, here we are picking up the ethics paper like the way we have done in the past also. And we will be quickly trying to understand and have our own observations with respect to the traits and with respect to the flow of the answers. So, identify five ethical traits which one can plot the performance of a civil servant. So, there can be many. Basically, this is a very objective, this is a very broad criteria, and you have to justify the inclusion in the matrix also. So integrity, that is commitment to call of the duty and sanctity of the post. Very true. Objectivity and transparency, two words are coming up together. Non-partisanship, fairness in due process. I like this fourth one, and the accessibility is that civil servant is available for service 24 into 7. This is the calling of service. All the qualities will be illustrated by adhering to the constitutional values, and this is very true. And Civil Service Code 1964, vision and mission of organization, Karma Yogi, and all that also you can bring. So that means how fast you are able to bring these 5 points. That is going to decide the course of action. Identify 10 essential values. Now there were 5, now it is asking 10 essential that are needed for effective public servant. You must be able to recall and remember all the key words and values, and that's how you'll be bringing integrity of the post and process, objectivity in work procedure, non-partisanship for neutrality, justice to be seen and to be practiced, accessibility of service, democratic in attitude, empathic attitude, EI to be used, and fortitude for uh, showcasing the work culture and clear conscience. So I think they are all fine. They are all very good. Ways and means to prevent non-ethical behavior, openness of system. For example, by e-tender, social auditing of auditing for accommodation or accommodative behavior, constant public glare to keep them at their toes, committed committee based. So third point, we could have used some other kind of language, but then that's fine. As far as writing quickly within the answer is concerned, it is not completely bad. Case of RTI, use of RTI for making them responsible, use of dashboard for effective public service. And Jan Sampark is a very good point, and training, for example, Prabha Ratna's module, IGOT Kanwoti. So I can't find any much deviation in the answers. Impact of digital technology as a reliable source for input of rational decision making is a debatable issue. Critically evaluate with suitable examples. So digital technology, data centric, objectivity, and fact based, but there is a chance for several issues cropping up. Source of manipulation, for example, in case of Aadhaar, fake Aadhaar case, digital accessibility for public, CAP, EAPS, that is a problem of authentication, digital literacy among citizen, objectivity can lead to bureaucratic attitude and thereby not imparting issue-based governance. For example, Gumla, that is a place in Jharkhand. Gumla had a problem of agri distress. Digital technology was used for subsidies and soil mapping. Accordingly, soil input were used, and but still no solutions were found. Later, based on civil society activism, focus was made on Sri Anna millet, useful cultivation, and then another example is digital authentication for PDS, which is effective. So very lucid in flow. Jharkhand, this is a very, very important case. Jharkhand, a girl died because of starvation. So that is very true. Both digital technology and manual uh, method can be used. It is very ahead actually, mixture of both. So I think very suitably and beautifully illustrated. Besides domain knowledge, a public official needs innovativeness and creativity of high order as well as resolving ethical dilemma. Discuss with suitable example. कैसे करेगा? How the person is going to do it? So taking example of Ennore oil spill, it happened and all the protocols were followed as to remove the oil spill effectively, but it was not completely successful. But later on, inclusion of local fishermen in disaster management activism, scrubbers, hair separators help them to remove the oil spill. Innovative. This is a very good example of innovative community framework. This can be seen also in Silkiara tunnel collapse when domain knowledge regarding disaster management was there, but inclusion of rat hole miners that was successful. So in daily governance, tackle issues of social stigma with respect to girl child. So Balika Panchayat, very good example. This is a beyond Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, where there will be gathering or there will be kind of meeting of girl child or means a girl child definitely, and then elders would also be there. but then giving them ownership, integrity, and also way ahead with confidence. So I think wonderfully done. Persuasive model is definitely appreciated. What does each of the following questions mean to you? Every work has got to pass through hundred of difficulties before succeeding. I agree. Those that persevere will see the light sooner or later. बिल्कुल सही बात है. So the case of Shiji Shuji Nakamura. This is the innovator of blue LEDs and a remarkable example of failure and success later on. He was not only ridiculed by peers and boss for his different approach in LED making, but also he was cut from research funding in his lab. See, but he showcased values of fortitude in spite of failures or pressure, temperament, 24 into 7 work culture for 15 years. Never say die, spirit, motivation, and change the work. And this is example is exemplified even in case of lawn tennis also. For example, a gentleman was there who was not able to reach any further rounds from the last 10 or 12 times, but still he is playing, and it is happening only once a year. So your job is, I think, much more easier than that. RGB, TV monitor display, light, etc. This example can also reflect the success of Indian democracy over 75 years of independence. I think fully illustrated, not a problem here. We can never obtain peace in the outer world until unless we obtain peace within ourselves. समझेंगे तो बात समझ में आएगी. So this is very very important, and this is kind of a very good example. Peace with in ourselves come from self-questioning and raising consciousness. Rather than self-questioning, you can say self curiosity. Curiosity first comes, then comes questioning. Acceptance of surrounding, being happy with small things in daily life. Yes, I agree. Self-awareness through meditation and lecture, podcast, work in and not medium brings peace. This will lead to peace between individuals, within family, fraternity, and society. As of now, conflict, riot, war, these things have plagued the world. If humanity has to find a solution to the inner peace, is required inculcation through school or college, focus on yoga. So we need to have community settings rather than only school and college. Your temples, festivals, everything is actually a medium. Ganpati Bappa Moria, Tej and Navratri, you have a lot of Diwali, Holi, everything can bring a peace in your inner side if you see the real values of it. Focus on yoga, self-help books, interregional dialogue. A peace within leads to more humanistic approach, creative, collective idea, and empathy in the approach. And most importantly, person becomes confident and also become very, very strong. Life doesn't make any sense without interdependence. We need each other. And the sooner we learn, the better it is for all of us. Very good. I think good statement. Being independent is a supporter of egoism in human being. Okay. Quite heavy statement. As a whole, body structure is dependent on food sourced from nature, clothes. How very beautifully explained that way. So being interdependent is better for all. Or one can say, if we are interdependent on each other, then we are more independent also to think and to work innovatively. But I think well written. Inter-religion, ethnic conflict, male versus female, inter-country rivalry, idea of broad ecology, as well as Vasudev Kutumbakam says that whole Jagat, whole world is one family. Even capitalism flourishes with interdependency. Yeah, all systems for that matter. Similarly, we can find global challenges through interdependence only. That also can we can bring that idea. Equity in approach, poverty, climate change. Very good. Paris Climate Change 2015 is an example of coordination and interdependency. Russia-Ukraine war is an example of self-interest, egoism in the mindset of the leaders. Fine. Attitude is an important component that goes as input in development of human beings. Very true. How to build a suitable attitude needed for public service. So attitude, behavior, cognitive, emotional behavior. Then behavior. After that, you are talking about outer framework, which is presented before the polity. So attitude influences behavior, bad attitude, apathy, good attitude, empathy. I think fair enough. Focus on self-awareness, inculcation of attitude in formal, formal way, public interaction, self-reflection from feedback of colleagues and seniors, self-help books, memoirs, readers, adhering and inculcation, constitutional value, repetition, in mind and action, Civil Service Code 1964. Here, little bit of more illustration in a smart way could have helped us better. In the case of crisis of conscience, does emotional intelligence help to overcome the same without compromising the ethical and moral stands that you are likely to follow critically examine? Very true, yes, definitely in the crisis of conscience, emotional intelligence plays very, very important role. In meeting with the challenge of girl-child marriage, taking strict action against villages or persuade them just outcome becomes dilemma for civil servant in Assam. Many families were put under jail for violating the Child Marriage Act, but here the use of emotional intelligence can play a very important role. It can help identify the root cause. Very true. Without judgment, it can be corrected. Empathy with the girl can be there. Situation must be understood by not only civil servant but the whole ecosystem, and giving gives time to time and not taking action based on emotion. Action must be taken on emotional intelligence. This can be made correct with the new civil society, with the new code, basically, we can say, and public advocacy, and the role of National Commission for Women and other non-governmental organizations also. Refugees should not be turned back to the country where they would face persecution or human rights violation. Examine the statement with reference to ethical dimension being violated by a nation claiming uh, to be democratic with an open society. So very smart question. That way, second part is very, very important. Ethical dimension being violated by a nation claiming to be democratic with an open society. So Rohingya from Myanmar, Hindu refugee from Bangladesh, Tamil refugees, good example. Ethical dilemma violate not upholding UNHCR, not adhering to international standards, constitutional morality, dignity, and life of people. Couple of more points should also have been there, where we can say that even the nations are also interdependent on each other. The values that they practice in the times of peace, they must be more reflected in the times of crisis. So that is why each nation is having certain kind of what we call as international internationally morally acceptable behavior or moral governance, ethical governance at the international level also helps in that. So United Nations and other bodies can also come into picture. Should impartial and being non-partial be considered indispensable qualities to make a successful civil servant? Impartial, definitely. Non-partial, non-partisan attitude is definitely also very much sine qua non for being a great civil servant. TN session, you can bring some examples of the present times also. Impartial and non-partisan behavior, adhering to duty and sense of service, ensuring public confidence, professionalism, being updated, respect and commanding, authority, enjoying a, or you should say that one must get along with not only superiors but also subordinate, respecting public authority and separation between political and executive. Whereas IS Puja Singhal, non-commitment to duty ethics due to close to coal contractor and mafia had raised question over partisanship in her governance. I think examples are fair enough and the flow in the answer is also appreciated, not only suicidal to her career but also short-sightedness in professional career. This erodes public trust and also bureaucratic machinery is impacted. We can move forward. An independent and empowered social audit mechanism is an absolute must in every sphere of public service, including the judiciary, to ensure performance, accountability, and ethical conduct. Elaborate. So, social audit, you are saying you are talking about accountability, transparency, public trust, and also uh, deliberative demonstration, a deliberative democracy, I should say. Social audit mechanism in every sphere, including judiciary, then one can say right in the beginning or somewhere only that one should be uh, open, but then there must not be any kind of intrusive surveillance of what is not required, so that work can also be done in a proper way. Social audit mechanism, local bodies, maintenance of public fund and their utilization in a proper way, like in Kerala, governance with the help of RTA activists, judiciary is adhering to judiciary public guidelines in case of neutrality, conduct of judge, for example, justice clock. So fair enough, because it is a 10 marker. Integrity is a value that empowers human being. Justify with suitable illustration. Everywhere you can put it, whether it is dedicated freight corridor, whether it is Vande Bharat, whether it is, uh, you know, uh, implementation of certain scheme. Integrity is the cornerstone of public service. Whole structure will crumble without integrity. So we have ethical leadership. We have ethical leadership in terms of even the Honorable Prime Minister. Leadership according to rules. They are being followed. In fact, so many new schemes are being developed, and also so many milestones we have achieved only because of integrity. Mahatma Gandhi giving himself to British after Chauri Chaura incident, stating that he follows and upholds the rule of law. This showcases the value of him by not following his self-interest and daring to conscience. Even if I go back to this question again, because this was speaking about integrity is a value that empowers human being. So when Gandhiji was able to inspire people that you have to be true to yourself and then we will get victory. That is the point here. Or if we are able to inculcate the mindset of people that you must not throw garbage here and there, then only Swachh Bharat Abhiyan became successful. We are able to prove the point that conditioning of boy also matters in childhood and the girl child is also equally and she is also an equal participant into everything. Then only so integrity comes from the core of a single individual and to the family and to the nation. Okay, Sunil is a young civil servant, reputation for his competence, integrity, dedication, relentless in pursuit of difficult and honest jobs, country profile, effective wise bosses who handle very challenging, heavy, tribal dominant distant for illegal sand mining, sea river belts, transporting through trucks, selling them in black market, rampant illegal sand operating with the support of local functioning, tribal Musalman, bribing poor tribals, intimidation and fear. Sharp, energetic officer. He understood the modus operandi. He gathered that some of their own office employees are in hand in glove. So, unholy nexus, stringent action against them, conducting raids, illegal operations. Mafia got rattled, and some office employees who were allegedly close to the mafia informed them that the officer is determined to clean up the mafia. Irreparable damage is going to be there to the mining operations. Mafia became hostile, counteroffensive, threatening him dire consequences. His wife and old mother was stopped and were under virtual surveillance, mental agony, stress. When Musalman came to his office and threatened him to stop raids, then some of his predecessors 10 years back, one officer was killed by the mafia. What are the different options available to Sunil? Critically evaluate each options listed by you, or which is one the most appropriate. Chali. Spirit beyond duty, mafia present deep-rooted societal illness which breeds anti-national, anti-social element, whole district affected. So rights will be impacted. Value showcased by Sunil, fearlessness, collective approach, never say die, persuasion, objectivity and transparency, and most importantly, integrity he is showing. Different options available to Sunil. So his action as bulking off is not the solution. Take strict action and continue with raid and arrest, not letting mafia upper hand, not going down, public confidence of the government secure. Mafia may become more violent, threatening family, focusing on retributive justice and not the corrective one. Option 2, comprehensive action 360, based on objectivity and identifying, maintaining records of cases with SP and divisional commissioner, creating team, dedicated officers, focusing on curative justice, announcing rehabilitation program, roping PESA stakeholder for employment opportunities, winning tribal art like aspirational district program, role of media according to ethical journalism to focus on the menace, the raid with the help of officers who were in contact with who contact earlier. So realistic approach along with technological forensics. Pros are you are more nuanced and balanced method, and con is that it may take time. Most importantly, it is very important that it is going to take time and it is very demanding. Tribal trust may take time as it is written here. The curative justice may offer incentive to mafia member to surrender. Option 2 will be chosen, justified hai, on the basis of the fact that alienation of tribals is not required. Online auction of sand based on state government will be done in a separate location to maintain the pristine nature of your beds. And that's how it is. I think justice is being done, so we can't say that justice is not visible. You are vice principal of a degree college, one of the middle class town. The principal has recently retired and management looking for his replace. There are feelings the management will promote you as a principal. During annual is the flying squad comes university caught two red handed involving an affair means senior lecturer of the college was personally helping these students. The senior lecturer also happened to be close to the management of the students, was the son of local politician responsible for getting college affiliated to present university. The second student was son of local businessman who was given maximum money. You immediately informed the management regarding the unfortunate incident and told you to resolve the issue with the flying squad at any cost. And it must not tarnish the image of the college, and also politicians and businessmen are very important personalities. You are also given in further instruction that promotion to the principal post depends on the capability to resolve this issue. In the meantime, you were intimidated by your administrative officer of certain member of the student union are protesting outside the college gate against the senior lecturer and the student knowledge the incident. So it is a dilemma kind of. Ethical issues and critically examine the options available with you as a vice principal and what option will you do and why. Again, fortitude in spite of pressure of everyone. It shows the character of individual. The following values must be adhered to effectively find solution: public interest, values, stakeholder approach, integrity, fortitude, quick and agile thinking. Cheating is unethical, unfair, and it's a disease. It's a disease which is going to make society pay a lot. So institutions and all these points are correct. Ethical values here: safeguarding the examination sanctity for student versus protecting the reputation of college, justifying the authority of a vice principal or just being a mouth of management. Proper functioning of college requires manpower, finance given by the businessman and politician. But examination is a core of college model. Lecturer not following his duties of teacher and discriminating among the student for petty gains. Following due process as VP could be leading to not promotion, but then it is actually you are doing your duty, so that is important. Difference option available is option one: follow the due process, take penalizing action against student. It could be suspension also. So my duty is justified to preserve authority and sanctity of the exam. Student union protest will be subdued, and even local community and alma mater of the college will also appreciate you. It's not the case. Management may not be happy. They will try to bypass you, but they will not be able to do so. Business politician will also be unhappy, but they will be anyhow continue. They will have to continue. Sorting this out with the flying squad. Management happy, principal भी बनेंगे, business and politicians are also satisfied, not adhering to vice principal duty. First of all, conscience. Cons is that your conscience is there. How you will address to your conscience? You are talking every day something else and you suddenly do something else. That is not. That means you are never true to your conscience. आप अपनी आत्मा की आवाज से सच्चे नहीं थे. Option 3, I will suspend the student and send them for semester repeat. Senior lecturer will be put under management jurisdiction for further action. Examination trust kept from undue influence. Student confidence on the institution is maintained. Student union also satisfied. I'll persuade them to, with them. In fact, student union ko you can convince that how to stop such things, how to stop malpractices rather than anything else. Personally meet businessmen and politicians is ज़्यादा हो गया. You are no more a vice principal. You have become a chairman of the college. It showcases. So it's थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया. So you father teacher meet. So you are acting like Govinda and those movies which were there where everything used to happen. Kader Khan. So I don't think the last point will be applicable. You can sit down with the. What is irony of this question is that you are not bringing the role of social media. In which age it is happening, I want to know. So nobody will be able to put pressure. In fact, there will be so much pressure from netizens also. Where are netizens? So, anyways, let's go forward. This could have been better handled. An elevated corridor is being constructed to reduce the traffic congestion in the capital of India. You have been selected as project manager and because you have professional competence and experience, the deadline of the project is next 2 years. Since the project is built by Chief Minister before the elections are announced in the second week of July 2021. While carrying out the surprise inspection by inspecting team, a minor crack was noticed in one of the piers of the elevated corridor, possibly due to poor management. You immediately informed Chief Engineer, stop the other. It was announced by you that minimum 3 pairs of elevated corridor have to be demolished and reconstructed, but this process will delay the project minimum by 4 to 6 months. But the Chief Engineer overruled the observation of the inspecting team on the ground that it was a minor crack will not be any impact the strength and durability of the bridge. He ordered you to overlook the observation of the inspecting team and continue to work the same speed and tempo. He informed that Minister does not want any delay and wants Chief Minister to inaugurate the elevated corridor before the elections are declared. Also informed you that the contractor is a far relative of the minister and wants him to finish the project. He also gave you a hint that your further promotion as an additional chief engineer is under consideration by the ministry. You strongly felt that minor crack in the pier and elevated will adversely affect the health and life of the bridge and therefore it will be very dangerous not to repair the elevated corridor. Roj hota hai. Every day you are dealing with this thing. Under the given conditions, options, then critical ethical dilemmas faced by the project manager, that means you. Professional challenges likely faced by the project manager in response to overcome such challenges. What can be the consequences of the overlooking observation raised by the inspector? So corruption is not just money, but also moral. No, it is not the corruption. Not doing your duty is the first sign of failure. And also, like the words integrity and whatever used before, we can use here. The negligence in the correction bridge may cause the loss of lives under accident. Thus, focus should be maintained on preserving the sanctity of the project, which is beyond political review. Not just that, it can be a bigger disaster. It can happen at any time later on. One will not wait to happen. See what has happened in Bihar. So value adhered to integrity, commitment to service, focusing on clear conscience and use of persuasive attitude and effective use of public resources. As a project manager, option one, not allowing inauguration and focus on minor crack. How you cannot allow inauguration? You can just write. You can write and give the report. You can put it on the portal and that's all. You can do your duty. Adhering to chief engineer direction and give go ahead. Recommend an alternative spot for inauguration and at the same time correcting the minor crack. I think one option is that do the duty properly, put previous incidents into light, and that's all, leave it. That means when the pressure is there, you can show a new light to the whole issue. Ethical dilemma. Adhering to boss, bureaucratic attitude, clear conscience, means should be just versus and should be just. My conscience versus expert panel, timely completion versus strength of the bridge. It is here the focus should be on getting third party opinion. बिल्कुल सही बोला, building code and HCI. If the third party adheres to the opinion of minor crack, then I would follow chief engineer direction. If third party institution specialist with they flag concern, then I would do the following three of that is standing on my statement about repair of minor crack, recommend inauguration of incomplete bridge by covering the portion. That is second point is very good. Alternative repair model if technology is available with the PW. This will clear crisis of conscience and will ensure that both political bloc as well as institution trust is maintained. Professional challenges followed by project manager, undue pressure, political interference, inquiry. Threat of inquiry is there actually. So rather than inquiry, that is accountability is there. Ungratefulness and loneliness in service. Oh, no service is ungrateful. No work is lonely when you are truthful to it. Preparation is the most ungrateful and the lonely to it. So I think third point is you got carried out. But given the situation, one must be clear why she joined the service at first. Public safety and interest more than personal interest. The damage of reputation of government pressure project institution is not far-fetched. Accident can happen, but when there is a clear indication of negligence and ethical, this justification is weird, which will make project manager at peace. Consequences of overlooking observation raised by the team may affect integrity of the bridge, loss of time, damage of property, loss of confidence on public leader, institution, then dereliction of duty, that is grave injustice. Okay, fine. Coronavirus pandemic quickly spread to various countries. India, 56342 positive cases of corona. India with a population of more than 1.35 billion had difficulty in controlling transmission of coronavirus amongst population. Multiple strategies. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, awareness, necessary action. Government implemented 55-day lockdown throughout the country. We all have seen that and suffered. Reduce the transmission of virus. School and colleges shifted to alternative modes of teaching. Online mode became popular. India was not prepared. In fact, India was the only one which was prepared. Sudden onslaught, such a crisis due to limited infrastructure in terms of human resources, money, and to tackle the situation. This did not spare anybody as for caste, creed, religion, have and have not. Deficiencies in the hospital bed, oxygen cylinder, ambulances, hospital staff, crematoriums. You are hospital administrator in a public hospital at a time when the coronavirus attacked large number of people and patients are pouring in the hospital day in, day out. People could not come to the hospital basically when the lockdown is there. You are not supposed to go there. You will have to wear that hazel suit. And what are your criteria and justification for putting your clinical and non-staff to attend the patients knowing fully well that it is highly infectious? Diseases and resource and infrastructure are limited. If you are a private, whether your jurisdiction and decision would remain the same as that of public hospital. Not enough very strong case study, लेकिन still doctor are part of public service. Doctor are next to God. They are not just part of public service. It is an indispensable service, 24/7, committed to human being and life. Fair and just manner, values demonstrated by hospital administrator will be based on patient is God, just process, non-beneficence, non-maleficence, upholding the public spirit. I like the words. Focus should be on efficient management of resources. Criteria justification would be based upon several conditions: age of patient, severity of infection, working of clinical and non-clinical staff, sex and pregnant, and vulnerable section of society with disease. Okay. Old age patient needs more caring as compared to younger ones. Therefore, nursing would be. See, coronavirus, if it is there, then old, young, everyone is equal. I'll try to save everybody. I will not divide on the basis of the women or children. Children तो खैर थे नहीं. Women or young or old. So here the problem lies. If the severity of coronavirus cases of patient less than, they will be told to stay at home and follow protocol and guidelines of ICMR in public hospital telemedicine frequent update. Whereas severity is high, then nursing and specialist doctor would be sent for treatment in ICU. Availability of oxygen cylinder beds will be allotted. Arey yaar, you could have done special wards will be set up, dedicated oxygen thing will be there, dedicated everything could have been done in a dedicated way and on a war footing. Even hospital can set up a temporary hospital side by side. Clinical staff and non-clinical staff will be given duty, ward allocation, and there is no working time. 24/7 people are working. So क्या बात कर रहे हो? Stress and health checkup of staff would be made mandatory. No time. They are meant for such times. किसके पास टाइम है? नर्स का बीपी चेक करने का, डॉक्टर का हार्ट बीट चेक करने का. Where is the time? I think this point will not work. वो तो मर मतलब जान दे देनी है. ये तो वही वाली बात हो रही है that you are fighting on the border and you are saying कि मेरा लंच मिस हो रहा है. That don't happen. Women, pregnant women, 2 lines needed to be safeguarded. Everyone's life to be safeguarded. Person with comorbidities, they will also be attended obviously. So system can put in place online and objective criteria for monitoring. That is possible. At the same time, no preference will be given on the basis of sex, language, caste, religion. In my clinic, if my clinic will be private hospital, still focus will be on the above criteria. However, to create a financial viable channel, new method of payment system, you can't do this in case of corona. You have to do service. So there is no way that you are creating a new financial viable channel. You want to earn money in the times of corona also. So you have to keep very little money. And if you are saying this is the new method of payment, pay here, I don't think this is going to help. Insurance model, PMJI, fundraising for patients, deferred payment to the service given, and social bond for infrastructure under PM cares. As private or public hospital, they are Arogya Mandir for all. So the last line is calling it Arogya Mandir, but then the rest of the points, one has to think when going back. A reputed food product company based in India developed a food product for international market and started exporting the same after getting approval. They also indicated that soon product will be made available to domestic consumer with almost the same quality and health benefits. Almost. Accordingly, the company got this product approved by the domestic competent authority and launched the product in Indian market. The company could increase its market share over a period of time and earn sufficient profit both domestically and internationally. However, the random sample test conducted by the institute found the product being sold domestically is in the variance with the approval obtained from the competent authority. And the further, it was also discovered that food companies were not only selling products that were not meeting the health standard, but also selling the rejected export product in the domestic market. This episode adversely affected the reputation and profitability of the food company. What action do you visualize should be taken by the competent authority against the food company for violating the laid down domestic food standard and selling rejected export products in the domestic market? What course of action is available with the food company to resolve the crisis? Examine the ethical dilemma involved in the case. I think no ethical dilemma actually here. Company's license should be suspended immediately. Ethical business in capitalism refers to fair competition, customer sanctity, non-adherence to unfair practices. In India, Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA 2019 and Competition Commission of India ensure the competition is just manner. So trusteeship model values to be adhered, consumer-centric product, non-discriminatory attitude, compliance with law and stakeholder approach. Ethical dilemma presented is stakeholder profit versus stakeholder interest, profit motive versus brand value, non-adherence to the announced targets, discriminatory attitude between foreign and domestic market, violating public health, thereby eroding the value of company. You are doing a cheating by, it's a disservice if you are selling something to the public which must not be done. It is a crime in that sense. Strict action must be taken. Competent authority should list violations made by the company, selling product substandard, selling rejected product, eroding public. It is not why you are focusing upon eroding public trust. There will be public health crisis because you are not talking what the product they are selling. If they are selling kiwi chocolates, if they are selling Kinder Joy, then what will happen? So penalizing for not adhering to health standard based on the rules in act. Why penalizing? Suspension. Sending notice for review of all products, that is okay. Sign integrity part for no foul play in future. Not integrity pact. Follow FSSAI, Consumer Commission of India, and other government rules. Health inspector. The role of health inspector comes into picture. Where is health inspector? Where is the local administration? Where is the QR code